Social capital, like the idea of capital is like, money. And capital, the ideal case scenario is not just kept, right? It's exchanged. And not only is it exchanged, it's exchanged in what you call a transaction. So a transaction is like, I have money, you have a cool shirt, I want the shirt, you want the money, we exchange, all as well. And usually, oftentimes in social settings, we think of things as interaction. So we think that the best case scenario is if when you're interacting. And people always say, have the kids have sort of active engagement, have them interacting with each other. And I would argue that interaction is like one small piece of the equation. Because an interaction happens just by virtue of being in a social space. Like, I'm standing here and I'm talking to you, we're interacting. You may not necessarily be listening to everything I have to say, I hope you are, but there's some interaction that's occurring because we're in the same space. And so we want to move beyond just interacting because we're in the same place and transacting. And transacting, have a transaction means that there has to be some exchange of information. And herein lies the whole focus of what an educator does, which is teach, again, and learn. And teaching and learning is a transaction. So as a teacher, when you go into that classroom space or when you're talking with youth, you have to always work on how many opportunities are there for me to give you some information and you to give me some back. And if that doesn't happen, it's just merely an interaction. And interaction is superficial, and we don't want superficial. We want a transaction where there's some sort of exchange. So what is it that they can leave the classroom with based on what I gave them? But also, more importantly, what can I leave the classroom with what they gave me?